What do I do? I do. Wait, no, that doesn't do anything. Damn it. Is it like this? I'm still here. Don't worry about it. It was my desk, not yours. Another question. Don't forget your water, everyone. Canyons, look at that. Very cool. The canyons declined. But the time is still going. I mean, most of what map is going to be. Right. It's funny. Alright. Brawl Galleon, Rehab Witches, and the Flamethrower. I like it. I like it. That's a spirit that has energy. And the energy is countered by 2 Flamethrower Witches on the Crusader. Light Kara, 2 Gatling Light Kara. They really wanted Galleon to break Alma City Park 2 Gatlings, but they don't want to kill it, so they have a lifeline. I guess I don't want to be too close, but I might bring Havajas. The Galleons for the 4 Havajas! Oh my god! It's intense. The raw aura of Mara in the box is emanating from this lobby. Everyone feels it as the Crusader swaps 1 Gatling to an Artemis. Amazing. Quite available. Oh, okay, this is funny to say. Just to heavy flag they're upgrading as we speak. From triple Havachi to quad Havachi back to triple Havachi, but this is my heavy flag. They're becoming stronger and stronger. How do they do it? Honestly, I think not having a Caronade is actually good here. Because what are you gonna do? Pop the Crusader? How? Do you see its balloon? Now you see it, okay, it's on the side. But like, if the Crusader's running at you like this, you're not gonna pop it. And the Shrike, how are you gonna pop it? Well, I guess you can, but like, does it care? It's drifting around. Causing a little mischief. Heatsink. They're ready for the Shrike Flamethrower. They want to give it no time of day. We'll wait for ship loaded in a bit. Once the game has loaded, I will properly read out the ship loaded. Properly. I will not mess it up. Not once. Definitely not every single time. Like I have done last CS when I was doing it. The game started. This is going to be mostly airborne on the red side versus the Suicide Squad on the blue side. And after every game, the super round. Oh, cool effects. It's very cool. Not like when you feel like not I'm like, what am I trying to say? Why are we still loading? It's 1 minute. Okay, it's been 30 seconds. Back in my day, this was not a feature. Back in my day, you would just load into the game and you had to like purposefully not move in competitive so that the other team also gets a chance to load in. Then when both teams are ready, you would start playing the game. Because otherwise you just have the ones with the bad internet connection would just move forward and get the first shot. For mostly airborne, we have... It was mostly airborne, right? I'm not insane. Yes. Okay, now that we solved that, we have the Red Halcyon Shrike, piloted by Hybrid Reaver, with left side carrying the flamethrower, a right side Howitzer Gatling, and Drift Cell. No hydrogen. Sometimes Shrikes have a hydrogen on the gun on the bottom deck, so they can just jump from the Howitzer to the helm. They decided not to do that. And their ally is the guns, Crusader, piloted by Wehrmine, with a front double Howitzer, left side Carronade Artemis, and the right side Light Flag Gatling. For the user squad, we have the most powerful galleon ever received! Carabaudian. We'll name it the galleon, because I don't know what to pronounce it. It's piloted by a Mariner box with a left side Howitzer flag and heavy flag, Mark 2. On the right side, double Howitzer, and aft flamethrower, and it also has the Gatling on the left side, which I totally mentioned. Definitely didn't leave it out by accident. And their ally is the expeditiously Spire, piloted by Tech Knight himself, with front Gatling Banshee, bottom Howitzer, another Banshee. And this Spire has Moonshine. Galleon has kerosene, the Spire has Moonshine. I like the reverse. I like Galleons with Moonshine and Spires with kerosene. It's very nice. Ooh, we're about to have combat. Oh, press by accident, so the health plus is a bit. Blue team is completely spotted. They see the Shrike and they're not aware of this Crusader. This Crusader is just hanging out. I will stop moving the camera radically in a bit, as the Shrike wants to get a pop on this magnet. Spire, what am I saying? There's no magnet, there's a Spire. Expeditiously is popped, but the Shrike is broken. They don't need carronades, but they can just kill that tiny little ship. The heavy flag is going out, one shot lands into the armor, the other one also into the armor. But if the flag keeps spamming, the Shrike armor will eventually break the Spire, completely at the mercy of the Crusader and the Shrike, getting popped and broken. And it's gonna touch the rock. It's gonna, like, it would have survived a bit more time if it didn't land on the rock. But it's landing on the rock. The flag was not ready, so the Spire manages to tank the armor in time. They try to hide and get a little bit of survival time, but they get nothing out of it. They die in the next armor break. The Galleon, it wants to do something, but it was just too slow in doing the something. There too, it seems maybe the crew was not ready, or the pilot wasn't giving enough gunlocks, but it seems this Galleon needs to be faster. This is a fast ship, you know. Okay, but Crusade is maybe not that fast, but Shrike is very fast. Gotta be like snippy snap. Gotta be like, how much it this, how much it that, how much it that again. Because if for how much as you can do it, you know, 3 times. Where's the Shrike going? There you go. I mean, I guess you know you Crusader will get the kill, but where you going? Do you have forward speed? They do. they're drifting. Laniote is like, Captain, we're moving forward. Do you know this? Captain is like, yes, I am aware. I'm soon to the wrong. Now there's a way to fly over to the other spawn, and this is not here. The way to fly to the other spawn is actually this little crevice. So if I had gone here, it would have gone back into its own spawn, because blue team, as we all know, everybody knows, is spawn on the east side of Oblivion South, which is the map we're playing. They used to show like a little map description here, like the name and stuff. Oh no, that's just a map. You know, all the cool stuff is gone. The Crusader getting spotted early, Spire as well. So, dude, me. Okay, look at the pilot is here. The Shrike was still like hugging the edge of the map. I was wondering if the pilot may have DC. Or maybe they have gone AFK and now they're back. Regardless, they are ready to go. Excuse me. Crusader is trying to take some cover. It does not want the Banshee spam. It's not a big deal, in long range. The Banshees bomb, they can't just extinguish the armor, but it's like extra maintenance it has to do when it doesn't want to do it. It seems Red Team is actually happy to not engage. They want to have the Shrike, Red Halcyon. They want to have that ship be the first one. Get the disable with the Havachi or the Caronade, and then collapse with the Crusader on top of the blue team. Spire bumped into the terrain of it. Trying to follow the Shrike, but it's a bit awkward. The Spire knows if it goes to the right side around, the Shrike will just reverse back and flank the ally. And if the Spire goes the other way, the Shrike will go the other way. So they have to sit next to the ally to protect them. The Shrike did lose the spots in the clouds, but they're not using it to engage. They're using the lack of spot to disengage. The Galleon is raw emanating. Galleon moving forward. Red team runs. I love it. This is so great. Well, they should admit to like the Galleon loadout. I think it's like one of the better loads you can take here. Gatling Havachi to have a flag, double Havachi. Like, what more do you need? You could have instead of a second Havachi on the right side, you could have a Nemesis perhaps. That would be funky. The Drifter Shrike and the Brick Crusader. Spire wanted to get a cheeky shot on the red team. However, it does get popped for its troubles. Almost broke the Shrike. The Shrike crew managed to save it in time. And if the benches had spammed a bit more, maybe they could still have broken it. Galleon turning another Havachi have a flag into the Crusader, but the Crusader could just fly backwards if it wants to avoid the Gatling and Havachi range. However, it doesn't want to deal with the heavy flag spam, and the Spire is trying to double team the Crusader. The Crusader was going up to avoid the Spire because it knows the Spire got popped earlier, but it's not getting popped anymore. So now the Crusader is kind of getting shot by both of them. The heavy flag, where is it? This one? Missed? No way! Okay, so the Crusader took mostly damage from some Banshees and Havaches. The heavy flag, there it goes! That one hit, but the armor's already rebuilt. The Spire has run into the Crusader. Crusader is kind of alone. It's broken. The Crusader has nowhere to go. It goes for it. I think it tried to fly past the Spire or go for the ram to pop its balloon, but instead it got broken and rammed the Spire, and it died from the ram because it was broken from the Spire that it rammed. And the Shrike. The pilot did DC. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's why the Shrike was running away, because if they had shown themselves here, remember when the Shrike was like hiding behind this terrain, they could have taken pot shots on them, or like when they were unspotted, drive by Caronade, turn to Havachi, bam bam. They could have done that, but without the pilot tools, it's too slow. Like the Shrike would roll up here, it might get one heavy gun off while it's unspotted. Then the Havachi from any of the ships, there's multiple Havachis, just shoots back at the Shrike and it's unable to dodge without any pilot tools. It's gonna be too slow. That explains the way to play it. Does mostly airborne want to pause. Blue team is offering, and the red team decides no. What are you, some kind of Suicide Squad or something? It's a reference because blue team is the Suicide Squad. It's a running, get it? The Shrike tried to get a cheeky pot shot on the Suicide Squad, but it got spotted early and it is too high altitude. It isn't every gun like in the game. The Shrike without any hydrogen. I bet now the Wish the gunners had the hydrogen that you normally have. That's something that you sometimes have on the Shrike, not normally. Because if the Shrike had hydrogen, you could engage from much lower and then high ground. Then you don't need that many power tools. You just need to get in position once to do it. The Red Halcyon is trying its best, it's trying to stay as safe as possible. The Galleon is popped, which means the Crusader and Spire having a 1v1. The Crusader seems to be winning, it got broken, but the Spire just lost more Banshees. Losing armor again, it might just die in this armor break. It tanked the armor, it rebuilt instantly. But it's gonna break again. The Gatling could finish it. It might be the Shrike that finishes it. Who's gonna get the kill? $100 sale on this Spire. That's not how sales work. And neither is the Spire. It's because the Spire is dead. It doesn't work. You see, when the ship is dead, it Can't work, can it? However, as we go back to more serious matters, the Galleon all alone into the red team. Is the red team willing to approach this massive aura Galleon? I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's genuinely like really strong, overloaded in this matchup. And they are approaching it super careful. They have the strike engage from way above. They're popping it. They're disabling it from kind of far away with the Havaches. Like Crusader does not want to get close to this Galleon. It does not want to give it a chance of firing back. So it's sitting like it's trying to sit. No, maybe not outside Gatling range, but it's own light flag arming time. It's gonna be forced to sit away, which means it's forced to play a bit safer. Eventually, Galleon will fall. As much of a raw tank this ship is, it cannot survive forever. It's survived so long that its ally had to spawn early, because otherwise they would get full spawned into a random location. It can be bad. That's usually bad. You don't want the auto spawn, the full spawn, to apply to you. Because if it does happen, you can look like a spiral balloon. Like, what? You can auto spawn ally. Help! What do I do, ally? I don't know. Maybe fly to the east, but they already see me, ally. You got auto spawned into them. This Crusader is trying to be a little bit sneaky. Knowing their ally Shrike is low HP, so it's trying to be a bit more careful. Isn't the Shrike up high? This might be to bait some shots into the Shrike. Get it spotted early, and the Shrike spots them early at the distance, hopefully. And then the Crusader rises up into any ship as the perfect time arises. When you come up from below like that, it's going to be difficult to stop that approach. See, Shrike is too high for some of the Gunnocks. They try to get... They might have been on the Havachi side on the Spire. If they had been on the Caravan side, they would have gotten a pop there. But they had the Havachi put in the balloon, not worth shooting. So instead they keep running. The Crusader has managed to get a free shot on the Spire. Long range Havachi going out, getting the Spire's Havachi. Nothing else except the armor and some tiny hull damage. But the Spire is going to be weak. They're double focusing. Crusader bumped into a rock. Oh no! The heavy flag has no arc. The Banshees are reloading because they shot early. The Shrike running up behind the Spire, trying to disable it, to help its ally, but maybe a pop would have been more worth it. The Spire lost one engine. Okay, maybe the Crusader just disables the Spire on its own. Maybe we don't need any pops, you know. Galleon is trying to rise up as fast as possible to help the Spire with the Shrike. Perhaps, or is it trying to turn right side into the Crusader? Crusader sees this and is trying to move away from it. The Havachi lands, getting de-enged the armor and gets the kill. That's why you have two Havachis. One to break the armor, one to kill. Ship guns are doing damage. There's a lot of damage going on. The Shrike all alone. Reminder, this Shrike... Oh, the Shrike has gotten its pilot back. They can burn pilot tools. Nice, nice. I'll deceive firstly and didn't realize when they got back. Spire is broken, maybe from the tornado. They have a Gatling. That's the Spire is taking whole damage. If they're not careful, the Shrike is going to win this game right here. The Galleon has to support, or the Spire has to double rebuild its own Havachi to counter the Shrike. Galleon and Havachi did disable to mention the Shrike, so whatever is going to happen, the Shrike is not going to be able to run away. The Spire rebuilt every gun it has, every single one. Please shoot them and kill. Thank you. That was scary. Don't make me make this face. When the Shrike 1v2s the Spire. The Spire might expeditiously die to the Crusader the next engagement. Even the Shrike could finish it. If the Shrike just points the Gatling into it, breaks the armor, and then Havachi it for the kill, that will easily do enough damage. Crusader is in a little hidey corner. Blue team rushes around the corner because they know blue team knows the red team has to spawn somewhere on this side of the map. And if they rush past, the Crusader is in a perfect position to Havachi them, and then you see its second Havachi Keep them disabled. He got spotted early. The Spire, however, might not be ready. The Galleon, however, actually coming in clutch. The Crusader is completely disabled. No engines, no armor. It's gonna die. The Banshees are landing. The flag did not. Maybe didn't have arc. It was kind of weird. But the Spire is reloading the guns. Come on, the Crusader bombs into the top. No! The Shrike can still finish it. It's behind the Spire. The Spire is armor weak. The Havacha lands. Oh my god, it was so close. The Galleon was trying to shoot Havacha into the Shrike at the last second to stop it. Had the Havacha disabled the Shrike Havacha would not have been able to kill the Spire. But he moves for naught. The Shrike shot first. And wins the game. First game. For mostly airborne. Close one, isn't it? Oh, hold on. I have no idea. I'm not paying attention to this kind of stuff. Alright. My recordings. This is the one from today. I cannot check easily. And wait, unless I can. When do I pull the plug? What does it mean? It was not really a surprise how much it, but you know, they got the surprise how much in. Do you ship no? Wait. Oh yeah. Tis a saying that Senok, your ship killed us. That was the last kill. Oh my god, we can't use censored words here. The game has a profanity filter if anyone's interested. So I was about to write that. However, that clutters the chat. No point in delaying the chat because the teams have to... Excuse me, oh my gosh. The teams have to figure out what the next map is going to be. The suggested map is Crown Gambit. And the teams can choose a lot of the other maps. Not every other map. Every map that has been played and is in the suggested map pool, it seems. They cannot vote for. This use it made. Doesn't count as suggested, yeah. Fjords, for those interested, will be suggested for map number 3. I could show the bracket if I'm a good streamer, but I'm not. So I'm not showing it. I can link to it. Wait, the link is in the Discord. Everyone can open it. I don't need to do anything. I am free of responsibility. Don't even know if it's necessary, but it was done last week. I am a liar, confirmed. Teams do not have to swap. Wait, what? I've pronounced the wrong team the entire time. Wait, really? Wait, hold on. No, now I am a bit confused. Because if he says they were on the wrong side, that means they're the other team. We've been okay. Oh, okay. Because in the challenge there in the reverse, Caesar Squad won the game. They have 5 points now. And I was just wondering if they were like the correct team. Fun lobby stuff organization. We love it. Everyone loves to do it. That's why there's like so many people that want to ref competitive events. Or like events in general. Everyone wants to host them and organize them and deal with the rules. We love it. Yeah. No, unfortunately not many people do. More people should. You should be hyped up to referee every game because then you can mess around every game. No one can tell the ref to stop doing something because they're the ref. Telling the ref to stop, you get a red card and get out. The lobby timer is over. We could be seeing the game start soon. Crown Gambit is still the same map. Let's see how it's going to play out. More Galleon. This time, different island. Yes. Yes. If I was cool, I would totally help out Zenok by doing the referee stuff. Because I could start a timer too. But I decided, I was like, he has kindly taken the task upon himself. Everyone loves Zenok. Applaud him for his teamwork. I'll do it in game. If we do it in lobby, maybe like he wants to do something and the game starts. Okay, no, I have time. It's teamwork. We'll do a round. Damn it. There we go. Nobody tell him. That might have been a problem. The game started, but if they're ready, they should be ready. The problem is if you applaud someone in the lobby, they get this applaud screen that blocks everything else. So for a brief second, you cannot do something. So hopefully he was ready. Hopefully I didn't accidentally snipe him. Sabotaging the ref. Do not try this at home. Some players are having we're in. We have for this time it's actually the Suicide Squad. We have the Dawn Treader. Yes. tread lightly. Yes, Dawn Treader. Piloted by Hybrid Reaver. Galleon for left side. Heavy Flag Minotaur Laser. Right side Carbonator Butcher. And an aft Flamethrower. Oh, there we have the Eurotype, which may or may not have hit the rock and broken Smart Launcher. Piloted by Van. With maybe the Loch. They used Loch. I see Loch Mine. They have a double left side Artemis, a right side Coronet Mine that they used to almost break themselves, and a front Gatling. For the mostly airborne, we have the Beef Supreme Judgment as the Dawnbreaker gets spotted. The Judgment has front laser Mercury, Heavy Flag Mark 2, aft Flamethrower, and the Witcher. Their ally, the Foxy Phoenix, piloted by Technic, is a Shrike with a right side Witcher Gatling, left side Witcher Gatling, and the Judgment is piloted by Marv in the box. The Dawn Treader is broken in so fast. That's a Galleon armor, the biggest armor in the game. It's so big, it's huge. It's as big as Crown Gambit. But the flag follower wasn't quite able to hit the ship as it moved into cover. Your retard is trying to help its ally, getting some disables, putting some pressure off. If they manage to disable the laser, there's such a huge downtime to that gun. That will be huge in buying the Galleon enough time for its own piercing guns to shine against the Judgment. Now the Galleon, the one difference, okay, so the Judgment and the Galleon both have a flag Mark 2, Mark 2, and a laser. The only difference is the Judgment has a Mercury and the Galleon has a Minotaur. I believe the Mercury might have more piercing damage per DPS, but the Minotaur might mess up the gun. But if the Mercury can snipe the Minotaur, he doesn't have to worry about anything. The Judgment almost died. One Heavy Flag landed during the armor break while I was talking. The Dawn Turret also taking the Heavy Flag. Foxy Phoenix is trying to get a cheeky Hawacha on the Dawn Treader to give its ally the supreme advantage. Beef Supreme is broken, Dawn Treader is broken. Galleon moving into cover. The flag hits the terrain is unfortunate. Your retired is trying desperately to mine away this Shrike. They're using Caronid as well. Foxy Phoenix has taken no balloon damage. Maybe the Caronid is trying to aim at something else, or maybe they just miss. Yeah, it's possible. They're aiming this double Artemis at the Shrike. What will they get? The Dawn Threat is aiming the Heavy Flag at the Shrike, and if they're broken, the F Flamethrower is going out. I like it. The laser has no arc. If the Galleon moved too high, the Judgment has a shot in it. And if the Judgment lands his flag, can he do it the flag wasting? No, the second flag! It landed. First kill to mostly airborne. Your retired is shooting at the Shrike. But they have managed to watch the ally die, trying to keep this pesky Phoenix off the backyard. And the Beef Supreme, it's like, this is my backyard now, kills your retired back to retirement. But if it's... No, you're retired the second perspective, so they're saying that I am retired? Or that the blue team is retired? So the Trigger isn't retired, but it's definitely out of commission because it got destroyed. Oh look, you can see the funky map textures here. Oh no. See. Never looked at this map in such detail. Look at the oil from all the refiners and all the rocks spilling out. Although it looks like it's flowing down, but at the same time it looks like it's actually flowing up. So maybe the texture was made and then it got put onto this volley. Maybe it's supposed to be on a rock and it makes more sense that the oil is like flowing down. Well, in the meantime, Foxy Phoenix has spotted both of the Suicide Squad's ships. And the Beef Supreme is still unspotted, but they're right next to the ally. So if the red team just keeps looking at the Shrike, they will find the Judgment soon thereafter. The Galleon Minotaur laser can actually hit this fast Shrike in the open. Even if the Shrike goes like super speed, the Galleon can aim some piercing guns at it. That the flag lands is not to be expected unless the Shrike actually stops moving. Which it will when it wants to shoot. I want to see the decal on that. It looks funny. It looks like the elk. Decals are a strange beast. Your tyrant is trying to get low in altitude to avoid the piercing guns, the mercury and the laser from the beast of prey. They still get scared from the heavy flag because the heavy flag on its own also does more piercing armor DPS than the Minotaur. So the flag is actually stronger piercing gun than the Minotaur, but the Minotaur does have upsides as well. Galleon losing armor fast, they got one mallet in, the Foxy Phoenix assisting with the armor break and the Havacha. The Galleon bumping into terrain, the engines are weak from the Havacha, they get one flag into them. But I think they're in cover now, they're turning guns into the Shrike, double teaming the Shrike, Artemis destroys some Gatlings on it. The Shrike is gonna move into cover, the bomb! No, you can't bomb there! The flag! Oh, it missed, okay, and also they got the armor up in time. It would have been fine, it would have been fine. Junker, trying to stay below the piercing guns. They try not to get broken. Some fire sacks did manage to get a break, but the flag has no shot, no line of sight. They have to take the long range duel. Let's go. Beef Supreme versus the Dawn Treader. Who will win? In one corner, we have a ship with a lot of mass, and the other another ship with a lot of mass. I'm not an announcer. I don't know how this stuff works. Just total rubbish. Foxy Phoenix long range Havacha, they don't want to be in the open either after the last adventure. Be Supreme about to lose armor. They're not actually winning and they're losing some engines. No, some random gun got broken. Be Supreme losing armor. Will the flag land? No, it missed and the armor is back. Dawn Treader about to lose armor. The Shrike coming in. An insane Havacha, disabling almost everything on the ship. The armor is broken, the flag lands. The Gallon. It did not die into the flag, and it got his armor up in time, but this Havacha Gallon combo will finish it. We only had so little HP left at the end. The mine landing on the Shrike. Will the Shrike follow the Gallon into the afterlife? It's broken. Artemis out of arc, barely not able to get a kill. Be Supreme is trying to help the ally. I will break his armor. Foxy Phoenix turning to the other side of Havacha. The landing Havacha, the flag lands as well, gets the kill. Advantage secured. 0 to 4. 4 mostly airborne. Normally you would say like 4 to 0 if you say the team name afterwards. I'm good at this. The Shrike has to have no hydrogen again. And they have triple spikeless. The last Shrike I looked at, different pilot, they had one spikeless in the crew. It was interesting. Was it only one range? I think it was one spikeless and 2 range ones. Now this map is very big, but if you spawn somewhere on it, you will notice there is no cover except clouds. So if the clouds decide to be funky, teams can look through them. Like right here, like you see that, they're like behind the clouds kind of, but the game still like lets me see the ship. So it's a bit wonky. Chunk is getting spotted to move below the clouds to get the spot. Mostly airborne, watching intently. They are not spotted, which is interesting. So I wonder, the Junker should be able to see them, yeah. Maybe the spots got blocked. It can also happen if you're near cloud, or like if the other teams are near cloud, that the spot doesn't work. Junker is set up in cover against the long range sniping from the Judgment, trying to shut down the Shrike before it gets in. So the Shrike has been doing this a couple of times in both engagements. It's like inching closer to the Galleon, gets one Havacha in, and then the Judgment wins from there. The Judgment is almost broken. The Galleon could have maybe killed the Judgment, but they might not have AUG on the... Oh, no, they do have AUG. But they are trying to also shoot the Shrike. They could break the Galleon here if they really want to do it. They're just barely managing to keep the armor repaired. If they stick to it, they decided not to get in cover from the flag, take no unnecessary damage when you don't need to, and the Shrike is coming in. It wants to challenge the Galleon again. The Junk has decided enough is enough, I'll kill this Judgment, and is running it. Let's see how they're putting Optimus at the Judgment's double piercing. The Shrike landing how much? No, the Shrike Galleon tool will take forever. The Shrike has advantage on the Galleon, so it's high chance it will win. But it will take a very long time. So we're looking at the Junker and the Judgment to see the kill earlier. Interesting. The chunk engaged with the Galleon double Optimus, but it still almost lost armor. Foxy Phoenix coming to the rescue to disable the Galleon and left it. There's also a possibility. Smart. The ally was about to die, but why do they have to die? What if they don't die at all? Chunk has lost armor, they rebuilt it once, they're losing armor again. There's no follow-up because all the Havaches are getting the armor breaks actually. Speed Supreme in the attempt to like shoot the Foxy Phoenix. No, in the attempt to shoot the Junker with the Foxy Phoenix ally, they turned away from the Galleon a bit too long, and before they could turn back and really put a threat to it, the Galleon has killed it. The flag, this was a gun stamina have a flag. Look at that thing go. Where is it going? It's going to battle on the dunes. Shrike is drifting out, even with damaged engines and broken engines. The drift will preserve a large amount of the momentum, so it is able to get away. It has 1 HP though. The laser Minotaur almost killed it. It's pretty scary, but you know, I mean, technically you can argue something squishy like a Shrike, if it breaks once, it should die. So if you live with this mindset, you already got like a bunch of extra lives and you're still on your first life at 100%. You know? Positive outlook. The Beef Supreme is raining down heavy flag on the Dawn Treader. Dawn Treader is trying to look for ground cover. It's gonna bump into the rock. No! The pilot doesn't see it. Nobody saw it. It bumped into the rock, but it saved it from the flag, even though it has armor. It saved it from getting shot. They're still aiming shots at the Shrike. They know it's weak. The Euro turret is forcing disengagement. They're pushing on the Beef Supreme, which will give the ally Galleon the advantage, but the ally Galleon has put itself into cover, and the Shrike is now double teaming the Junker with their ally. Phoenix getting like how I just set up. I think they have incendiary Gatling, yes. They have incendiary on both the Gatlings and Junker. Looking healthy, they rebuild everything. They're rising back up. Optimus might be going into the Judgment here. They are trying to destroy the front guns, but the engines in the Judgment is actually blocking the hitbox. Judgment is trading shots with the Galleon, but they lose armor first. The heavy flag lands 1-2. Judgment is half HP. Can I spectate? Why is it still have this text? Can I spectate? You can watch my stream. You can watch my stream. The Supreme losing armor again. The Minotaur broke it. The heavy flag, it misses. The second heavy flag also misses. But the Junker gets the... I don't even know what happened there exactly. Last there was Foxy Phoenix. This is not correct. Ignore last death message. It was absolutely Judgment that died. The files are too powerful. Thank you, Disco, for telling me that my finds are powerful, but send this person the link. Suggested map is Northern Fjords. Do the teams want a different map? They could. desire to play on something else, such as Pirate and Rumble, Clash of Blackcliff, Fight over Fernfell. I'm listing all the maps. And now I'm checking to make sure they are not in the suggested, because if they're in the suggested already, they cannot do it. Cannot vote for them. Oh no. Only spectate if you are a caster or odd emoji. Permitted to Merbula. We have a Merbula alert. It's not. They probably. Maybe they say Merbula. Would be funny. I'll cast with you. Alright. I'll let you know the password. Do you know the password? I don't know the password. I typed in the password because it was told to me in voice chat, so I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. Because I don't see the message anyway. Don't forget your water, everyone. I sent this guy the password in a message. Finally, there's a response. What are you typing? You're typing nothing. Thank you. Like, are you joining or not? What's happening? Is the password wrong? Does it send you the wrong thing? Are you trying? Are you offline? Let me check. Are you offline? Wait, you left. God damn it. Well, so it is sometimes. 30 seconds remaining in the lobby. Are we going to see a Squid Carrot team up? That's one of the worst team comps I've ever seen. But it might just be the right one. Oh my god, the close to lobby time and Spire Lumberjack. That wasn't days overtime in the lobby. I don't know if Crewcible actually supports overtime though. Oh, let's go. Scrimscrawl, you're live on stream. Are you excited to watch this Crucible Season 1 week number 2 game?
Yeah.
More enthusiasm. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
Let's go. How are you doing?
I think I got you like 2 more viewers or something like that.
Hell yeah. I'm getting popular. I actually have a lot of followers. I have like almost 100 followers.
I haven't played this game in so long. Like I have no idea what mitzvahs are or anything like that.
Don't worry.
All right.
Did another time. Don't worry, because you will see. It's going to be obvious. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. The squid has tar.
Is this a meme game? Like, what are these?
So the
What are these
the
builds?
Crucible is like you sign up by like you know how you sign up for SES as a whole team. The Crucible was supposed to be like an entry level event,
All right,
so that you can sign up by yourself or like with you and a friend, like 2 people. Then like
but
some
you don't
people try to
tell
balance it a little bit so you don't get like a stack of high levels versus all new players.
the players what to bring.
No, they can. It's absolutely on.
Oh.
Like they can sign up for a role if they want, like pilot, gunner, engineer, or like any. Most people sign up for any role, they get any. And then yeah, you just like in SCS, you join a lobby and then you decide what to bring.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a thing where this like Crucible event has a map list, but the teams can play on different map if they don't like it. But who doesn't like the One Fjords? It's one of the best maps in the game.
It is.
Really
It
good.
really is.
Oh my god, overtime lobby. This is a long lobby. Scrimscry, I cannot officially say it, but there is someone has made a mod to make the lobby game easier for the ref. So instead of manually typing 30 seconds remaining, there's something that does it for you now. It's so
All right.
good. Like,
And it only took them 5 years to implement.
yeah, well, it wasn't Muse that did it, it was some volunteer. This is why
Okay.
officially I cannot talk about it.
Okay.
Because technically not allowed, but
All right.
they also let it happen because they're cool.
So you're not allowed to talk about something that actually got implemented into the game.
It's not in the game. It's
Oh,
a
he's
it's a
using a bot.
third party tool, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
you have to modify the files, and that's probably technically against the TOS who reads those. Not that I have done it. There's no proof. It's literally on screen the proof, but don't look at it.
Well, Senok is a hero for everybody.
He is. He's the one that was hosting the Crucible. Like this is the second time it's running. There was a Crucible's been running before. I ran Frostblade in it a bunch too. Like they know it. Scram, do you want to read out the ship loadouts for the first team, which is mostly airborne on the red side?
Like ship loadout or crew loadout.
The ship, what guns they have, which ship it is.
All right, we got a squid called Flight Risk with a carronade in front, pretty standard. Flamethrower side, also pretty standard. Banshee in the back, totally meta. Not a lot to say there. We got a weird spire with a lumberjack. I'm not gonna say more about that. Good luck. Blue side, we got Death's Door with a Hwacha. I don't know if that's meta right now, but it looks like it has a Gatling gun on the side, so it can at least do some damage.
This has a mortar on the left side as well, on the back. So it can roll up to something if I get mortar. That's a new goldfish.
Yeah, there's like more guns on it now.
Yeah. And then we have the League of Nations magnet with a Gatling Howitzer light flag right side, and the left side Hades Mercury heavy flag. They're like super kill piercing. The Lumberjack Spire is actually viable now to swim.
Is it?
Yeah, like Spire is not as glass cannony as you remember. It still has low armor, but it has like a lot more hull. So if it breaks, it doesn't care. It just repels armor and keeps going.
Alright.
Like being able to pop, shoot Hades and light flag, you kill everything. This magnet is trying to shoot Hades heavy flag into the squid because he just takes cover from the Lumberjack. He doesn't want to get popped. But it gets popped by the Lumberjack and no! Spire is pushed over the arch. The magnet is nowhere to go unless it passes this ice spike, but it actually, the Spire has moved into cover. It's unable to push the advantage. Squid eats every Hellbite on the goldfish. Oh no. Hellbite fish, not meta, but kind of strong. The problem is Goldfish tends to get countered in the lobby by Carronades. But if you don't do it, it's still a strong ship. The spy is broken, the heavy flag is not ready to kill it. The heavy flag comes out and it misses. You can't miss a heavy flag like that. Did he get it now? No, they miss it again. Heavy flag is also popular, it gets kills. Non-meta, but strong.
It's not meta.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, of course, like, the meta is good old how much heavy Carronade.
Well, I know you said that
Spider.
like Lumberjack Spire was viable or whatever, but it looks like the League of Nations had different opinions on that.
The Spire could have camped the League of Nations. It could have followed around the arch when the League was trying to hide underneath it, because they got an initial pop on it. But then it moved away and it just opened itself up to the double piecing heavy flag for that instant kill. If they don't let it happen, that's like a problem when ships play against heavy flag. It's like they ignore it for 1 second, they get broken and die instantly. Like the squid.
Yeah, it looks like the League of Nations actually has a really good pilot on it that knew that the best way to counter a squid is to just move backwards and turn.
Yes, if only it was so easy. I wish it's all you have to do. It seems
it is when you're in a 2v1.
Yeah, it can help. Like, it seems the Goldfish is trying to counter the squid more because the magnet has nothing to really counter. Sometimes Scrimscore people bring harpoons on the magnet just for squids and other smaller ships. Because you cannot escape the harpoon once it lands. He just brings you ever closer to death.
So players actually learn how to use the harpoon.
Yes, it works more.
Okay.
It works better on like some of the alliance ships, like the Magnet or the Corsair. If you remember the Corsair, because they've like heavy guns aiming kind of forward. They have also guns kind of on all sides. They can put a harpoon anywhere because they have 6 gun slots.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very, very helpful. Whereas if you put a side harpoon on a Goldfish, you just throw the game. The Magnet is spotted, but it has no Mercury arc on the Spire, so the Spire could stay underneath and shoot Hades Lumberjack upwards. The Goldfish is unspotted, that's interesting.
Looks like there's a bit miscommunication on the Spire.
Magnet is realizing it's not going to win, it has to... It's looking like it would take some cover. Now it's taking cover. It stopped taking cover because the Lumberjack wasn't hitting, but now it's...
Yeah, what I saw was the pilot turning, which pretty much makes it impossible to hit anything with the Lumberjack. So, wait for like half the clip at least.
The Death's Door wanted to get the Havachi on the Spire to enable the ally to engage, but the Squid is on the job. They didn't get any disabled. Wait, they extinguished. Was that the chem spray or that's extinguished on the Havachi, I think? Havachi not getting anything. The Spy is back with the ram and the Goldfish. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but they did it. The Goldfish almost popped. They're still checking the Magnet. How about that? They are in Hades flanker and in a good position to get Hades. Please, Squid gets so much by everything. The Magnet just popped. The Spy has full armor, surprisingly. They landed no Hades or flag. Scrimscore. It's a fun thing about heavy flag. If you just spam, like, you don't have to wait for the armor break. The Spy tried to backwards ram the Goldfish and hits the terrain. And the Goldfish has cat motor on that side. The Spy might have just killed itself. Or taking, it might be about to take 3 hull damage. The Goldfish is turning away from the cat.
Another miscommunication between
Ruin pilot.
Whoever was on the Gatling gun and the helm on the Goldfish.
They do get a cool Havachi into the back of the Spy. They get it broken. They have a flag misses. It would have been cool. The Goldfish should break the Spire forward. They're going for a funny ram. But they don't have to. They could turn the cat motor again. They disabled the engine, so they might do it again.
Looks like the Spire is gone for at this point.
Indeed. The Squid is not pushing the Magnet. It's scared of the Magnet, and now it's just letting the Magnet shoot Hades flag into it. So lucky it survived, but what's happening to ally now? The mine! The Spire deployed the mine and it almost killed the Squid. Oh no. Oh, okay. The squid rebuilt armor in time. Like they have like walls landing on the squid there. It was great. So like it started out so well for the red team, but they didn't keep the advantages. I guess the spire.
Well, any team that brings a spire and a squid is automatically a winner in my opinion. So
I think it was the other team in. No wait, was no, one of the teams in the first game. They brought a galleon with a double hover. Wait, hold on. The flag moment. So checking. Flag misses. No, okay. In the previous game, there was a galleon with Hawatcha, heavy flag, Gatling left side, and double Hawatcha right side. It was like emanating raw aura of death. No one wanted to get close to it. That was pretty cool. Squid's still running all over the place. Cool.
it's gonna get away then. At this point, you might as well just ignore it.
Yeah, but the spire did spawn over there. The squid is just pointing the blue team and its own ally. Like the latest spire is too low for the Mercury, but the squid is heavily damaged. It's unable to help if you get doubled. Spire is just taking cover. All the shots missed. Every single shot missed. Too much movement on the spire.
It might have been better for the squid just to take the loss and get down
never
to 0-4
sacrifice
to get
your
full
ship.
health.
I lost the scrim match because
No,
my
no,
ally
no,
wanted
no,
to
no.
suicide.
Ship hull is a resource, and when you're at half, you will lose the 2v2.
He's lying. Do not listen to him. The spy is just getting Mercury flagged from long range. It's unable to do anything because the magnet is unspotted through the cloud. The spy rebuilt armor instantly. They know the flag is going to kill her. Their own lumberjack is overheated. And now it's broken, but it was overheated from the Hades flag. Spy unable to do anything. Squid unable to stop the goldfish. This might be a 2-0. And if it's a 2-0, the blue team is going to win. Oh no! Can the red team bounce back? Whose name I totally remember. Red team being mostly airborne, hopefully. They are definitely airborne for now. There's the goldfish is turning the cat more into the spire. They're just ignoring the squid. It's a flamethrower. What are you gonna do to me? And the spire dies to the heavy flag. Do you think the squid gets out this time?
Yeah, it will. Again.
But yeah, watch
the
your
spire
land.
is pretty much just free food at this point. I just checked out League of Nations for a bit and hovering around the ship. I don't know what's they called the spectator, but it's just solid work on those guns. I don't think a single shot missed on the flag cannons.
They missed a couple in the beginning, but then they started landing. That's true.
Yeah, well, it's easy to get the hits once the Hawacha from the goldfish has disabled the engines. So.
Yeah. Especially because you're shooting at a spire. Like, if you're not moving sideways, then you only have to worry about hitting the tallest ship in the game. Can you do it? The answer is yes, they could. Scrimskull, do not let this show you that Spire is weak. Spire is strong, powerful.
I know Spire is strong.
It could have easily won this game though. Heavy flag.
I'm just questioning the choice of a lumberjack on it.
Honestly, I like playing lumberjack Spire myself, but I do it with like Cadus double Banshee.
But when you decide to go with the Hades cannon and the lumberjack, and your ally is a squid, I think you lack the mid-range potential that a goldfish could help you with. If you had that spire with a goldfish, I think you would have done way better.
Yeah, that's true. The squid flagged Carol Flamer. They couldn't really do anything. Like if the magnet goldfish wanted to, they could just bomb rush the spire before the squid has any effect.
Because at least the way that I see Squid is a purely melee ship.
Yeah, I think they could make it work against this magnet, at least if the Squid had maybe Gant's motor, or if they were a funny mine Squid, you could also fight the goldfish better. Then they would be a real threat to their ships. But otherwise I agree, yeah. Just a disable Squid takes too long to stop any of them from killing this fire.
So nobody brings Obla anymore?
No.
Okay. That's
really. Although I...
The dead ship.
I think I played it in a... Yeah, I've definitely played it in a scrim recently, but I don't remember who won. I want to say I won, but I could be correct.
It requires you to have the best engineers in the game if you want to run.
Yeah. Problem, there's like two problems with the mirror play, is that there's ships have been introduced that are faster and have more guns than the Squid, and then the Squid also got buffed, which is also strong against the mirror play. And then on the other hand, you have ships that have more guns. Like before you face off a single pyro and you disable it with 2 Artemis, nobody cares.
Yeah, I assume
like,
per million is still really bad.
You need like 2 shots to... No, that's actually a second point. Or like a third point. Like against a pirate, you need like 2 shots with an Artemis to disable the gun. So with 2, you always like fully disable that thing. But then you have a heavy gun that takes 3 Artemis shots. You only have 4 shots in your gun. And ships are bringing out 2 of them each, or like 6 of them in total. You can never disable all of the guns, so you just run you down eventually. The Pyro matchup is interesting, because the only thing that changed between Mopla and the Pyro is that the Pyro median could take failsafe to prepare its moonshining engines. And suddenly it's like before, if a Pyro runs into the Mopla, it loses all engines and has to slow down for a minute. And the Mopla just flies backwards during that and builds up distance again. It kills it at range. But now with failsafe, the engines are like constantly being repaired. They're like always, not always full, but they're always healthy. That the Pyro can just keep pushing. Eventually it gets close enough. Eventually its own Optimus starts disabling the Mobula. The Mobula has to dodge. It's like...
Fail safe.
Yes, an engineer tool. Repairs over time. It was stronger before.
There's something called drift shoot as well that I don't know.
Drift sail. It's a pilot tool.
Yeah.
Balloon vent. Oh yeah, they renamed shoot vent to balloon vent because it was confusing between the rogue shoot and shoot vent. So it's called balloon vent now.
Balloon vent. Okay.
You're venting the balloon. You go like choo, and then you hit the ground. Ooh. Guess we had a break.
I remember back in the day that people used moonshine to ram with the Pyramidion.
They still do that.
Yeah, in order to stop turning while you hit, right? But I also remember that Drogue Shoot also removed you from turning. Is that still the same thing?
Let's see. Drogue Shoot.
It doesn't say on the effects. I think it was a bug.
It might. If you say it's bugged, honestly, I don't know that.
Then it has been bugged since the game came out.
In the beginning,
I remember everybody was ramming with moonshine, destroying their own engines, and
yeah,
we used to just do hydrogen, not hydrogen. Sorry, what's it called? Kerosene and then Drogue Shoot before we hit, and we pretty much just rammed as normal.
Maybe that could change, because they in the beginning the stats were hard coded, but they changed at some point. I think during your time even to read out the stats from the database. Yeah, Moonshine has like the plus angular drag. The more drag a stand has, like there's angular for turning, longitudinal for forwards, and lateral for sideways, because ships fly sideways a lot.
Yeah, but I can see the drug shoot doesn't say anything about angular drag.
Exactly, so it might not affect turning at all. But there is a
I think
thing.
you gotta test this, man, because I don't think they would have fixed it because it's never something that we reported.
Maybe I don't know. Like it might still affect turning, because the way turning works in the game is you have one engine move full speed forward and the other full speed backwards. So maybe longitudinal drag affects it. I've never thought about that, to be honest. Could test it.
Yeah, because I remember back when, at least when we played against each other, I would have no balloon half the game, so I had to bring drug shoot. And we found out that we could still ram with it and without losing our engine, so I don't know. Could be that still like that.
And it does affect your lateral drag, so you don't get pushed to the side at the very least. Like it might still help better than nothing. More than nothing. I'm good at English.
Yeah.
I want to check kerosene.
So I think
Kerosene
in the game we're going into with the Spire teamed up with the Stormbreaker, it might have a chance at not getting picked out the same way it did before.
Spire double teaming Stormbreaker. I don't.
That's classic Junker.
Yeah, the front flamethrower.
Nasty.
Is that a preset? It might be one of the standard Junker loadouts.
Did they make a preset that has both guns on each side?
I don't know. Could I reset it?
Let's check. I've never played the Junker pretty much. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't have access to shit.
I could revert to default loadout, but then I would have to redo the loadout. I don't want to press that button.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, they do have. I think it's the standard one.
Nice.
You might be right.
No, Gat mortar are pretty strong.
Yep.
Wait, which team
are we looking at? Still the way to go on a Gat mortar Junker with the mortar.
Greased mortar? There's a bunch of ammos you can bring on the mortar. I don't think grease is not very popular, because with failsafe repairs, ships can just constantly move away from you. Like there's a higher chance people always have healthy engines. So people they sometimes bring Lesmo, sometimes they bring Charged. Charged has been changed to have a tiny bit of projectile speed. That's the only other ammo other than Lesmo. So it's like the medium range ammo, or like second best long range ammo. Some people take Burst for the extra AoE damage, because Burst now buffs the AoE damage type, which is more explosive for the mortar. And I think that's mostly it. I don't think people use anything else. Let's smoke charge burst.
Used to bring burst on what's it called? Banshee.
No, don't take burst Banshee. It's garbage.
It's what.
It's absolutely trash.
It needs greased, I know.
Or you bring 3 Galaxy and a Breaker. Okay, now they have Banshee. For proof second dead. 3 Gatlings.
I remember how disgusting the Spire with a heavy flat cannon and 2 Gatling guns could be if you were put in what was it called?
If you put Fiasco in the Goldfish. Then the Spire becomes unstoppable.
No, you put Lochnagar in it, but yeah.
Yeah. That's still a thing, like people still use Loch in the Heavy Flag. The Spire loadout is not used very often, because the Heavy Flag Spire doesn't do so well these days. I remember the graphics study Spire, that was really fun to watch.
They were good.
That was a good time. But people, like, the Heavy Flag got a buff at some point, so not a really big one, I want to say. Like, I think the reload time got reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. And the projectile speed got buffed, so it's a bit easier to land. So you don't need less marks, so you always have... Like, that was a big thing. Like, it's so reliable to land that you don't need less mark. You can use charge instead to get 2 shots instead of only 1 shot. And then, like, suddenly the flag does more damage than your mallet can repair. So just spamming the flag can get you armor breaks. And then because it reloads so fast, you can reload Loch before they rebuild the armor and kill them in the same clip. It's actually really funny. That's what the flag is so
who flew the squid last game?
The squid last game, I cannot tell you. I think it was the blue team. But I can actually check. There's a funny website, Stats of Icarus, that
there's
a separate mod that keeps track of matches. Yeah.
There's being a good player in this game, and then there's known positioning.
Yeah, it was a bar in the box. Played the squid last time.
Yeah, and that was really good positioning, at least.
Yeah.
But that is, if you mentioned yes, so we might as well mention Luosi as well, and all the old guys.
Back in my day.
At that point, the game wasn't about you have the best pilot, you have the best gunner. It was whether or not you were able to ambush each other. It was so tense games because you wouldn't know where anybody was for the first 2 minutes of the game, at least. And I guess we'll see it in this match if
people don't flank nearly as often.
Yeah,
and they can spawn really close.
Head-on. And when you're doing head-on, it's pretty much down to the gunners if they're coordinated between the hull break and raw damage.
So the Junker has taken double Banshee on one side and swapped to a front Gatling instead of double Gat mortar. The Magnet still has the Hellwatcher Gatling flag, the right side, but they have a Gatling Carbonate Detonator. Explain the detonator in a bit. Breaker is Gatling Artemis Banshee, the right side Hellwatcher, and the Spire is Lumberjack Gatling double Banshee. The Spire is more standard, the Breaker is less standard. The Detonator is... Well, you can see it shooting right now. If that thing lands while your armor broken, you die. It's like a heavy flag, but more damage, less range, like it's more close range. And you can manually detonate it by pressing right click.
Well, the Spire's actually doing work this time.
Yeah, probably Junker. The Junker's trying to get close to it to avoid the arming time, but the Spire just rams it, almost pops it again. The fires from the Banshees will actually pop the Junker. The Magnet is running up behind the Spire. If the Magnet gets the detonator going, if it gets close enough. I'm trying to read the chat, like 2 paragraphs are being sent at me. The detonator misses, no. The Breaker is a bit far away to help its ally, it needs to get in there.
I'm more worried about the Warwick, which is not in the fight right now.
Yeah.
Leaving his friend too.
The Hellwatcher goes wide. No. The Spire could... It has really good verticals. If it needs to dodge upwards, it can do so. It has a full HP balloon, but instead they're standing still. They might need the double Banshee, they do. The Breaker, the Warwick has finally engaged the Magnet. It got the break, almost got the pop there somehow. Oh, it's because the Spire shot Lumberjack over. And then the Banshee hit the balloon and set on fire. But it doesn't have a lot of killing power, so it's not able to get the kill. It got broken, the Junker might just double Banshee kill the Breaker. Couple of Banshees land, Breaker dies! needed to be in there faster. It was running away when the Magnus scared it off earlier. So here's the thing, the Junker guns, they're not perfectly aimed sideways anymore. They're aiming a couple of degrees forward. So it's a bit easier for Junker to fly forward now because of the exact issues people are talking about. And the Magnus guns are very far angled forward, like you can see the light guns. All of the light guns on the Magnet can aim forwards. Like you have a forward quad factor on that thing, which is why it's really strong.
It's a very balanced game.
Yes. It actually is. Like the Magnet isn't like it's a strong ship, but it like half of the ships in the game will beat it. It's really interesting. Like unless you bring guns that specifically counter everything. Yeah, the blue team is spawned, immediately got spotted. They have no idea where the Magnet is, I believe. League of Nations completely.
They don't need flares to like watch through clouds anymore, or
they would if they weren't fast enough to just clear them. The game with failsafe and like failsafe has introduced a lot of moonshine into the game, and the Lions also increased the speed of the game quite a bit. Their new ships. So everything moves a bit faster, and you care a little bit less about clouds because you just move through them like this, and then they're just rushing down the spire. Warwick's trying to get shots in the Junker to help it, and Spire is looking fine. It's on the mortar side, it's pretty far from the mortar. The detonator also not quite.
If it keeps going back, yeah, it'll survive, but
yeah. Oh yeah,
the only ship that wasn't spotted in that engagement was the Bargain Stormbreaker, the Junker.
The detonator, if you detonate it manually, you do like double damage, but it's difficult to tell where this. Oh my god, Spire. No, the Magnet dying so fast.
Spire needs to call all engineers on deck.
Let's see how they're doing it, or they're willing to.
The Junker's hanging around. That's death for the Junker if he stays.
Maybe it gets a random kill. No, the Spire got him melted just in time.
No, he's disabled now.
No. Side of action from the breaker. We're trying to point aside the Artemis into the Junker, but Junker actually rising in both the Artemis. Like the Lumberjack landing though, almost. The Junker's broken, you have 3 benches on the team, kill it now! It survives. It will break, it will die.
I was about to give blue team some ideas on how to do an engagement, but they managed to pull that out. So yeah. I guess I'll just keep quiet.
It seems if the Spire manages to get Lumberjack going for a little bit, I'm surprised
it was
no one has taken Artemis.
Really risky to engage against the ship when you only knew where one of them was, when you know that both of them is in the area.
Yeah, I think Red Team thought the breaker was next to the Spire, and then they saw maybe they've seen the breaker but didn't spot it as it was like flying away to the side. And maybe like I think Red Team thought they could double team the Spire fast. Because they have like 2 or 3 Galleons in the mortar and the detonator. Should be
League of Nations got caught out and was just easy to pick off for the Stormbreaker.
Yeah, for sure. It was pointing its side detonator, which slowed it down. Then it just stood still and got shot by everything. Yeah. You need to respect the breaker. It has 3 guns on the side. One of them will disable your entire ship. And the other is the Havacha. Which will also disable everything on your ship.
I'll trade in 3 light gun for every heavy gun in the game at any time.
Yeah.
So yeah, as to my earlier question, does nobody bring the Modeler? I guess I know the answer for that, and that is that the Stormbreaker exists.
The breaker is strong, the squid is strong, but it's actually like for me, my personal issue. It's actually Spire and Galleon nowadays. They're much more threatening. Red Team again, they tried to ignore the breaker. The Junker got the head disabled on a drive-by. They're trying to rush the Spire again. The Spire just reversing because both red ships, they're actually turning broadside into the Spire instead of flying straight forward. The magnet for sure could point its Gatling light flag straight at it and fly forward into it if it wants to do it. But flying sideways, it means its own shots miss, it aspires building distance, the magnet is double broken, the breaker is too high to support it right now. But the chunk is also not really shooting, so it's just the Spire and the magnet really duking it out, and the magnet is not winning that. Spire bomb? Oh no! Magnet on the ground, the lumberjack, the Gatling from the breaker. The Spire has to dodge the chunk, it rams the hole into the balloon, the magnet dying on the ground. The chunk is too high that the banshees do land, the banshees still have arc, oh my god. That might be the gunner band stamina banshee.
Moonshine give a bonus to vertical movement now?
Moonshine? No.
Okay.
Why do you think that?
Because I saw the Spire put it on and then like shoot into the sky, but
I think it wanted it tried to go up and like directly above the chunk. It was going up and forward. But it bumped into the chunker on the way of doing so. Because it's very tall.
It's like I can see that it has hydrogen, yes. I think, but the pilot keeps staying in a fairly high altitude, so it's not really.
I don't think so. Like the past engagement, it's not on the ground where it could be, but it's also in the ceiling. It's like more in the middle of the Spire. Like I remember the first engagement too. It was almost like touching the ground, see where the magnet is, and on that level. Well, not where the magnet is, but like the ground underneath the magnet. So the Spire is staying fairly low. It's just not going. Oh, the detonator instantly killing the breaker! Oh my god, this is the power of detonation!
And they're going behind the pillar.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to get popped again. I'm not doing this.
Put on your little jump.
They do have the first kill, or like, not the first kill. No, they do have the first kill too. But they have the kill lead. The Spire, wait, the Spire has the Drift Sail. Hold on a second. So what Drift Sail does, it gives you a negative drag coefficient. So if you build up top speed, and you put on Drift Sail, you just keep down speed. So you can burn Moonshine to damage your engines, but you get the top speed. Then you activate Drift Sail while your engines are being repaired. You keep the top speed momentum and you keep going until you reach sound barrier. Breaker doing a drive-by on the red team. The Spire is still retreating. The Breaker might be tier too early. It loses armor. The Havachi, the light flag, it killed the magnet, just killing the Breaker on the drive-by. Damn, like blue team was doing so well towards the end, and then magnet moment.
I see there's some great costumes on the winning team, and then there's some awful costumes as well.
Which ones are the good ones? No, they're all great. They're all great. I like the pink outfit in the back. I like how the magnet is very red oriented, with the pilot being the prestigious white. You know, because pilots look down upon their crew, so they stand out. I feel like the positioning wasn't great, but I feel like if the Breaker, if they managed to land the Havachi on the magnet, because they had the Havachi side against the magnet, but if they managed to use it, and then just turn to the normal guns, I think they could have won that engagement. They only lost because they didn't use the Havachi and they kept moving from one side to the other side. So the left side guns are reloading on the magnet because they just shot the Breaker. Then the Breaker moves to the right side guns, but they are not reloading, they just are ready to shoot as well, and you just kill it. So you get like the full 6 gun damage. It's like the worst thing you can do against the magnet.
I think last time I played was a month ago or something like that, and
you joined like the dev games.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed by the state of the Havachi at this point.
Which is, as it's always been, you get a good angle, you do the most disables. Every couple of years it comes up, a discussion comes up, it's like, what do we do with this gun? It's like everyone brings it, look, they've brought the Corsair with 3 Havachis. This is the meta, this is currently the strongest ship in PvP. Like what do you do against this? Because the Corsair has the mobility of a fish, the tankiness of a galleon. Almost, not really, but very close to it.
I mean, any ship that can hit with 2 consecutive watcher shots might do well, I will say. So.
Yeah. The only saving grace is if you're fast enough to get away from, like if a magnet with double watcher comes at you, you can pull
Here's
out the
something I
same
know
spire
about
that Technic has right here, and you can win against a double
Minions.
watcher
Let's see
magnet.
what they have. Gatling on the left. Old school. Artemis, old school. I would change out that Echidna to a Banshee, but that's just me.
There's another change to burst rounds. It actually reduces arming time as well. So people for the lumberjack or for the light flag and heavy flag too can load burst rounds and get really close range reliability. So people like the light flag on the pyro because it's more reliable than the banshee actually. But other people like also use banshee. It's both.
On the Pyramidians, we're seeing 2 kinds of religion on it. Where do you put your front-facing Gatling gun?
Depends what the other gun is. That's the thing. It's like, the question is more like, what gun is so important that you put the gun on it? Because everyone brings a gun and now nobody takes Circle Engineer.
Let's see. The spy is still rocking a lumberjack.
Yeah.
Galleon, what does he have?
That's the Galleon emanating raw aura.
Yeah.
You see this powerhouse come at you. What are you gonna do? Disable it? Probably. But it will also disable you. What else do I want to say? Like many people don't go for funny flanks anymore. That's a bit uncommon. It requires like some level of pilot knowledge. But what people I think subconsciously realize is if they're good enough as a team, they can just run down the other team. They don't need to go for a funny flank. You can just point the guns and outmaneuver them, outgun them close range, long range.
But that was the power of the squid and goldfish, is that it doesn't matter if the team went in against you. You could survive a 2v1 easily while your ally was flanking.
Yeah, but that requires like pilot skill.
So you're saying none of these pilots have skill?
Well, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, so there's 2 points to this. Many pilots either don't have the skill or don't have the loader to do it with. Like you could, like nobody plays Goldfish, for example. That's like a rare ship, and Squid is also kind of rare. So you don't do these things. But you could do the same with this Pyramidian or with the Spire that we saw earlier. You could go for a flank. You could stay on the ground and shoot straight upwards, or stay on the ground and then hydro above them and shoot down on them. People do pull stuff like that off every once in a while. But most of the time, if people bring an Artemis, they like to be stuck at the height ceiling. Because like this is subconscious things. Like I have an Artemis, I have to be above the enemy to shoot Artemis at them. Even when it's bad for them, they still subconsciously go up to do it.
Yeah, but then even then you put them in a place where they're easy to ram if they're at the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that does happen. So there was another point I wanted to bring up about flanking. Flanking is so sensitive, is so prone to mistakes. If you but that wasn't the point I wanted to bring up, but it does happen a bit. It's because we can't play Goyo every single day like in the past. We only play during events.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's not even the whole team, it's like a couple of people from the same team. So you get very little practice, and people that haven't played for 10 years like me, they struggle to learn the timing of engagements. Like when can I go in? How long can my ally really survive? Like what's the expectations? Yeah.
If you want to flank, you need to scout out the enemy. Where are they before you execute it?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you need a dedicated scouting ship for that.
Now I believe this is the 5th game. This is the last game for this Crucible. we have the first ship here, the Spearhead, Pyro, Gatling Mortar, powered by a hybrid Reaver with a Gatling Banshee on the left side. Their ally, the serious business, is so serious it took the meta outling. The Gatling front, Artemis front, with a side flamethrower and light flag. Facing off the Carabaudian Galleon with a Havacha Lumberjack Gatling left side and double Havacha right side aft flamethrower to truly show off. And there is the Hermes Squid with front Gatling, side Banshee, aft Gatling, powered by Tech Knight. They went full kill on that squid because the Gatling gave up the flag. The Gatling getting rammed by the Artling. The meta mid and putting the mortar away by maybe accident. Getting disabled. Oh no, this is terrible. The squid's gonna kill the serious business.
Ooh.
The Gatling's Lumberjack is actually overheated from the flamethrower. It's funny.
The thing is, the squid is the perfect counter to the Pyramidion.
Yes and no.
It is.
It can be really strong, but in the past, like when Cab and Sunstorm were playing, Cab being a really good squid pilot and Sunstorm being a really good Outling pilot, Sunstorm has been able to consistently shut down squids, not just Cab, but other squid pilots. With his Outling.
I get that, but we're talking about double Pyramidion team.
Yeah,
they
fair.
only go forward. They have no chance of going backward.
The only thing you feel like put your ass on a wall like this, then the squid can't go around you. They can still stay above or below.
If you're on the Pyramidion and you've managed to get flanked by a squid, in any sense, if you don't have an ally that's good at taking out the squid's balloon or guns, then you're...
It's true, like almost every ship, if there's a squid behind you, give it up, shoot the other ship, have your ally deal with it.
Which is why I said the only strategy you have against the squid is going back and keeping your guns on it.
Yeah. But this is again where like the failsafe with the Moonshine comes in, because Pyro can do that for a really long time. And if that aren't, like, it buys itself like a couple of seconds with the failsafe repairing the Moonshine engines. And if your Artemis lands like 1 or 2 shots on the squid engines, the squid has to stop engaging you. It has to disengage and run.
Yeah, but it'll be back. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, you probably won't get a kill on it, that's true. But if you're able to consistently scare it off and point, I know, Gatling flag at the other ship, you probably kill the other ship with your ally before the squid re-engages.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's the struggle with the squid, yeah.
Ooh.
There's another thing.
Here we see actually old school tactics of the squid going into scout. Where are they? So my ally can start knowing what to focus on.
There's another reason why most people don't bring flares anymore, because a lot of the newer maps don't have that many clouds to flare to begin with. You see in Derelict, there's not that many clouds above. There's like 3 clouds and many of them are low. And inside the structure, inside the tunnel, there's no cloud. Like, you see each other on spawn. What do you need to flare? You know exactly what they are. There's another reason for flare. There's some maps where flare is really good. Squid is broken, the mortar missing. The squid has dodged the mortar expertly. Serious business has flown through the window. Those steel bars are actually not really gonna fly through them. It's flanked the Galleon. It's got good disables on its side. The Galleon actually still has the Lumberjack, I believe, available to shoot down the Spearhead. Squid tried to intercept the serious business, but it might be worse for it. It's getting doubled now. The whole Spearhead is spearing in. It speared its impact bumpers. Are you kidding me? It lost all the engines for its troubles. It couldn't stop its momentum in time and got moved into the Gunnocks.
I was about to call this engagement for the red team, and then that happened.
Yeah, if the Spearhead managed to break in front of the Galleon, it probably would have killed it. Instead, the engine got all disabled. It got disabled again from the Savacha. Hermes is trying to fly around, but Serious Business is trying to give a shot on it and flaming the Galleon. Does the Galleon have chem spray? I don't know, but it extinguishes balloons, so probably no chem spray, but extinguisher is working. Watching the Galleon mortar, Hermes on the other side. The Serious Business put itself between 2 enemy ships and it's suffering. If it can flank backwards, it actually would have been in cover against the squid with this rock. Yeah.
It's dead.
The spearhead would probably die too.
Good night, spearhead.
Good night, sleep well. Lumberjack going out. They missed most of the Lumberjack. But the Lumberjack Gatling, double Gatling Banshee will not miss and kills the spearhead. This is... So far, this is much more convincing than the Spire Squid combination. Maybe Squid Galleon was the true meta all along.
I'm gonna go out my way and say that the Spire we saw earlier would have done very well against this team. Against the blue team.
The Lumberjack Gatling double Banshee?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Sketchy.
Yes and no.
Because like it can... See, like the Spire into a Galleon is so weird. If you don't have a Havacho or Artemis to come and disable the guns. It's because you have to get close before the Galleon gets disabled. And if the Galleon Lumberjacks or Havachos you first, you probably lose that.
You have to realize, the fighting like... Galleon, your only strategy is keeping it out of the fight.
Yeah, but in order to do so for Spire these days, I found, personally, is you have to be in, like, ramming distance. If you're too far away, the Galleon rebuilds guns, shoots you, and you die first. You have to be in the balloon of the Galleon. And if you're not ramming it out of arc, it will shoot you ally while you're doing that. So it's kind of tough. You have to be like... You have to be like a mosquito squid, but you're a Spire on a Galleon, so you're like twice as slow. Serious business backwards ramming the squid, it almost loses armor, the squid almost loses balloon, but it didn't quite. The Banshee is on Umbrella, so no follow-up. But there is follow-up light! Armor building, spearhead coming in with the Gatling mortar support. Spamming the mortar early to get maximum armor kill, and the Artemis might finish the squid here if the serious business is ready. They're not ready. The squid is Gatling kill territory. The Gatlings do get the kill. And the Galleon is left alone outside. It's like, where did my ally go? My friend. They're gone.
Here they come.
The wolf packed them. That's a reference.
I remember when they left the game because they nerfed the Gatling.
Wait, really?
They ruined the game.
Pyro is still... It's not... I wouldn't say Pyro is the strongest, but Pyro is very solid. It's like very reliable. The Gatling mortar coming out, instantly killing the Galleon one clip. I lied again! The Spearhead is having some trouble controlling the momentum. They keep moving past the Galleon.
They're getting the Artemis on now.
Serious business. Should be able to finish it though. And the squid will have to spawn soon. Just double our watch.
This is what I'm talking about, like, the better strategy for the Galleon here would be to die as fast as possible so they could spawn faster.
Yeah. I agree. But it's a Galleon. They actually, in between your time and now, they buffed the Galleon Hall. It's actually even, it takes even more time to kill. And it actually helped its viability. Like, it was never, it hasn't been meta during Alliance. But it's strong. Like, you can still just run it with Fairwatcher and call it a day. Like, get mortar and kill it, like just now. But just being able to tank so many more shots helps the ally have more time to support you. Yeah. And less people bring mortar than they used to. It's more light flag, heavy flag, and Banshee. And those come with their own weaknesses. So Galleon like has indirectly been buffed because people don't take the mortar, they just run it down. Lumberjack almost popping the serious business. They do have the Artemis there. So the Lumberjack would be MVP if they managed to keep the serious business down for a bit. They tried to long range Havachi the Spearhead for good luck and just weakened, but maybe not enough to stop it from shooting the squid. Hermes is able to stay underneath. Okay? I was wondering, like, are they able to avoid that?
Go back.
The gun stamina Gatling still was able to shoot the Hermes. The light flag was ready for the Hermes. Oh my god. We want that squid dead. They're hunting it. The gun is just too far away with the Lumberjack. And
the squid pilot is just having fun with the slow ships.
I think they were panicking. They're trying to find an angle to engage, but...
He knows what he's doing. completely
Squid
hoodwinked
doesn't
them.
have to engage. Serious business almost breaking itself on terrain. That would have been.
Pyramidians are just slamming into everything around them.
They're like, get out on the squid, kill him. Rams rock. Squid has baited one of the pirates, both of them actually, into the Gallon Lumberjack, but they don't have the serious business spotted. They don't know when it's peaking. They have it spotted now. But the
going back to what you said, the best bet is to just charge the galleon and try to kill it immediately.
It doesn't seem like they're doing it. They're too afraid from the squid. They might be traumatized from the first engagement where the squid just killed them while they were doing exactly that. So now they don't want to risk it, but by playing so slow, they just get popped by the lumberjack over time, which enables the squid actually to do exactly what it wants to do. Branches into the balloon, weakening it a bit. It's not much, but it's something. This is where it's tough with the squid. Like, the squid is trying to stay behind this pyro, you see, but it's not able to quite do it. Mid-to-median, the spearhead popped again, long range motor going on, serious business, bumping into another structure. This might be death for it after all. The squid banshee landing through, almost one-clipped it. The spearhead is desperately trying to get up to the Hermes to help it sell it, but it won't be in time. The squid bumps into terrain. As it broke the pyro, the squid has died. Nuke. Well played, serious business for killing the squid. Now there's a galleon just chilling in its spawn. If the galleon had reverted over around to the tunnel, they would have been able to lumberjack out. We still don't know. But instead they decided to stay safe behind cover. The squid spawning in front of the galleon, they might just want to double team their serious business, especially now that it's popped. Let's see, is the spearhead going for the galleon or is it going to be fighting the squid? To keep it away from Della. It's going to go for the latter, looks like. If it stays there, it's going to get popped though, and if it gets popped, the squid is going to engage the serious business again. Hermes, staying just out of galleon range, is looking for a little flank, not a big one, just get a different angle. Trying to point some guns away from the galleon. It's pretty spooky having two pirates pointing at your big ally with almost 2000 hull HP. It's like 1700 or something. So that's a lot. Meanwhile, the squid with, I don't know, 500 hull or something. I don't remember the exact number for squid. Spearhead was popped briefly, its balloon is weak, it just got melted. The Hermes might engage the spearhead here. And the serious business is like trying to peek through the window to help even the galleon to the squid. This time it's stumping its head on the terrain. Got bumped upwards into it. Spearhead has side guns, which doesn't use them. They want to point the front again at it. Hermes' balloon too weak to dodge upwards. It has to use horizontal movement. The mortar might land. Missing.
Ooh.
Oh, no, they did land some. The squid is half HP, or maybe that was the Pyro Artemis.
We're actually making this inside the hull, or the Leviathan fight work.
Yeah. Everyone calls it the tunnel, but I think it's called the derelict officially. There's been one person to call it derelict, and we all made fun of him.
It's a structure, so it's a Leviathan.
The structure. It's not the Leviathan. The Leviathan is a duel at dawn. The one in Battle on the Duels is called Juggernaut.
It's not a tunnel. It's clearly a ruined structure, so it's a Leviathan.
But it's a tunnel now. You know, in 2 million years, the dirt will have like assembled like a perfect tunnel system.
All right, next I'll ask why aren't the Pyramidians scuba stomping people?
Do you think like Goyo is a predecessor to Mario? The pirates just turned into Goombas. What time?
I just remember at some point there was some new streamers who called it Goomba Stomp.
This is like, an applicable name, yeah.
Nobody has called it that ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I guess the only streamer would say it. Everyone else would just say I'm ramming it.
Yeah.
just ram. Now the spearhead has gotten close to the galleon. Serious business has gotten a good angle. The galleon has no lumberjack ready, just long range wedges. Hermes is going for the serious business. But can the Hermes finish the serious business before the spearhead is going to get more to the galleon? Motor going out, landing through, half HP. The Galleon going for the ram, is trying to balloon block it a little and get the Harvard into arc at the same time. The Harvard is about to get arc, they're trying to go up. The ram has weakened their balloon. They're not able to aim upwards. Not the Serious Business has a good shot, and they also have a light flag to kill the Galleon with. So the Galleon is in kill territory. It can die in one armor break. Hermes is distracting the Parvis as much as it can, but they're just pointing front guns at the poor little thing. The poor little Galleon, you know, Galleons are known for being small. Spears running again against the Galleon. They realize the power of the mortar. They get disabled fully. Do they lose some engines? No, the engines are looking good. Squid's driving up to the spearhead. They could finish the Serious Business, but they're too scared for the allied dying. So they double team the spearhead, maybe? No, they don't need to. Allied Galleon is doing just fine with it. They double team the Serious Business. The Hermes almost they broke, but no follow-up hull damage. Managed to auto-vertical. The spearhead is double broken. This is terrible for the red team. They were doing so well a second ago, and it all went wrong when the spearheads got Havachel a couple of times. The spearhead is big bumpering the terrain, but Hermes is perfect Gatling punch here. Arc into the spearhead.
Serious Business, she needs to go forward.
The Serious Business is trying to aim Artemis at the squid to prevent it from banishing its ally. And it has bought its ally enough time, however, it's also flaming the Galleon. The Galleon actually almost double broken. I don't know if they know that. In Armington, Damachek broke this pyro and the Banshee gets it. What an exciting last engagement. When the Pyros finally went in, they almost made it. They almost did it. They pushed the Galleon a little bit more aggressive, but it was scary with the Serious Business being so low HP. They always had to turn to the squid. And that was the final game. Now I think, I might be wrong, but how Crucible used to work is you don't win the event, you accrue points for your team. Or like you accrue points by winning. So this case everyone on blue team got 5 points. And at the end of the season, the one with the highest points wins the Crucible. It's like first place on the leaderboard.
Alright.
It might still be like that, I'm not entirely sure. But so that's why there's like no winner. You just play all the games and have a good time. And at the end of the season, if you were the best, you win. Thank you for joining, Scrumscar. It was fun.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Sounds suspiciously negative.
Came in here on a troll and apparently got invited, so. GG.
GG. I will end my stream.